This podcast is produced by the Fireside Chat Club of Canada.
Hello, and welcome to Canada as I see it. Hello, and welcome to this week's podcast. I want to thank Paul for introducing the program this week. Thank you very much, Paul. And you might notice the sound's a little different this week. Well, I'll tell you what, we've got a very, very busy schedule coming up. I'm heading down for my daughter's wedding in a couple of weeks. And so I've taken to recording wherever and whenever I get the chance. Right now, I am outdoors. I'm up at the cottage, and it has been raining. You might recall about a week ago, I guess, there was a little bit of rain falling on us. So I was taking full advantage. I'm actually undercover outside, but you can hear the nature sounds in the background. So I thought this might just be a bit of a neat touch. And who knows, maybe on our travels I might try and do the same thing. We'll see how this works. So the other thing is, you'll hear my voice. I'm a little grumbly, or something's there this week. So this subject really sort of fits in. Speaking of things that were invented by Canadians, last week we had a couple. We had the telephone and we had the oil well. This week it is the Automatic Foghorn. And no, we're not talking about that character, Foghorn, Leghorn, the big chicken. No, these are the foghorns that you'll hear, perhaps coming from the vicinity of lighthouses to help ships navigate. No, the Automatic Foghorn. And as with a lot of our Canadian inventions, this one comes courtesy of a gentleman named Robert Foulis, who lived in St. John, New Brunswick, another East Coaster, and that was done in 1853. So foghorns have always blown a lower frequency sound. People have said, maybe I could rent my voice out as a foghorn. I took that for what it is. I think, that is a compliment, I think. But Mr. Foulis discovered that lower frequency sounds travel further than higher frequency sounds. He discovered this one night when he heard his daughter playing the piano far in the distance and really could only hear half of the music. I mean, that also explains why, say, if you're driving along and you hear a car pass by and you hear the thump, 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 thump of music, and, well, that's what it is. It's the lower frequencies that get through. Now, the science behind all of this is, well, one of the first things I learned when I began my career in broadcasting. Essentially, lower frequencies need less energy to move, and when pushed out into the air, will float for long distances. Well, that's the advantage of the foghorn. High frequencies may have a lot of information within them, but as such require more energy to travel where they want to go, and tend not to like things in their way, obstacles, whatever, buildings, whatever you think. Another example is AM versus FM radio. Now, AM stations can travel long distances because they broadcast in the kilohertz range, lower in the scale. On a clear night, I've heard stations from from Boston, Chicago, and as far down as Kentucky while being in Toronto. FM radio broadcasts in the megahertz range, a little higher up the scale. And sometimes, quite frankly, I can barely get out of the city without losing a station, thanks to all those buildings and such getting in the way. Now, automation, interesting for something in the 19th century. Now, I know these days a laser would be used to trigger the foghorn, but I really couldn't find out what would do the job back in the 1800s. If you happen to know, please let me know. Send me a message at as I see it at warpole.ca. My guess is it's maybe a little pair of wires and a switch or something like that. But please do let me know. Now, as I said, I am heading on a trip, and it's not just a little short thing. It's a bit of a travel. We're figuring, about 24 hours worth of driving, and we'll be doing that over 3 days. Something we haven't done in a few years. I'm actually really looking forward to it. But with that, and I'll see if I can maybe throw a surprise or two in there. It would be a neat thing to try. I've tried the remote broadcast or the remote upload as it is, and today's worked well, seems to. So we'll see what happens once I get on the road, and I'll see what I can do. Oh my! See, I don't know if you can hear this or not. It's actually just started to rain up here, and a very unique bird just happened in the background. That's kind of cool. There you go. You never know what's going to happen. And hopefully I can do some recording while I'm, I wouldn't say down south, because technically they're a little bit further north than we are, but that's the beauty of living in southern Ontario. You actually have to go north to go south, as it is. Anyhow, thank you so much for listening, everyone. And I will talk to you again next week. And that's a part of Canada as I see it. It is written and produced by me, James Warpole, and brought to life by the Fireside Chat Club of Canada. Our theme song is Night Owls by Braden Deal. If you have any questions or comments, please email me at asiseeit@warpole.ca. Join us every Sunday for another episode of Canada as I See It.